What's up, you guys? My name is Ryan, and in this video, I want to guide you through the technical stock analysis for Pfizer. Its ticker symbol, PFE. After we take some time to properly analyze the stock, it should provide a great understanding if we want to add this stock to our portfolios and how it can become profitable for us in the future. This stock analysis should provide a general understanding of both the long and short-term price targets that we could expect to see from this stock. But before we get right into it, please like and subscribe so we can continue making content like this for you guys. I really appreciate it, and let's get right into it and see what we can find. Let's take a look at the one-day chart for Pfizer. As you can see, I mapped out some key levels of support that we've seen so far. The first one is at 27.88. This was the one right at the bottom of the coronavirus before it started to rebound. The next was around 31.5, was the next low that it hit pretty much in late June. And then the last is the 35.5 that we've seen. And one interesting thing that to note here is that this is kind of looking like a double bottom formation. So that'll be interesting to analyze. In addition, it looks like we have some resistances here. They're pretty much two close ones that we've seen here at 39 and also 39.5. And also before the coronavirus, we got up to almost $41. And so that'll be a long-term resistance that we mapped out. So pretty much it's in the middle of the stochastic for momentum. So it could go pretty much either way. So either way, it's trending down a little bit, so that's one point to consider. But it is in the middle, so it's a neutral position. Next, we can use some technical analysis tools to see exactly where the stock is going. So let's use the Fibonacci extension from the swing low position here that we saw earlier in late June to the high that we saw in the mid-July to propagate these levels. And let me go ahead and recolor just so they're more visible. So here we can actually see that this 50% level lines up perfectly with the 35.5. So that'll be really interesting to see, and it pretty much shows that this is a key level that is also propagated with the Fibonacci extension. So we can see that potentially there's some different levels, and we see that these kind of bounce off in here. This level also at 78.6 was rejected here on this candle, and so that is valid also. So it's pretty interesting to see how these line up perfectly. So I think Pfizer's a good representation of these tools working effectively by using them these ways. Let's use some other analysis tools, and we can see with the Fibonacci time series the same thing. So let's use it on the previous one here. And this is one I think is really, really interesting, because you see these lines here perfectly line up. So at this 625, it perfectly lines up with the ramp up here, while this pretty much indicates this trend down. So it's interesting to see that it's both the dates that have big moves associated with them. So let me remove this here for 1 minute, and then let's propagate this one on the next one that we just did the Fibonacci time series on. So we see this one didn't really do so much. This one went down a little bit, but we also have one in mid-October. That will be a key indicator. And I believe that's it. So I believe we can look out for mid-October to be another date. Potentially this will keep running up until it hits that. It might get rejected again. As like I was saying before, this is a key level. Potentially could be a double bottom off of the 35.5. And potentially it would run up to the same level as the 39. So that'd be pretty interesting to see. So to sum things up, if you're looking at investing in Pfizer, I think right now could be a good opportunity as potentially with this formation and the stochastic kind of indicates that it could have a good rebound. In addition, I think Pfizer is a very good, solid company for the long term, if that's your intention. It has a solid dividend of a little over 4%. So that's a pretty good number, considering that a lot of the bonds are pretty low right now, and you wouldn't really get that kind of output from anything else besides kind of a growth stock, which are more speculative. So I think Pfizer is a very consistent company that you can kind of guarantee your money with at that 4% dividend. Plus, you have some growth here if it kind of runs. If you currently have Pfizer, I think it's a good opportunity to stay in, at least for the short term. If you want to play with the swings, I think potentially look out for this October the 14th date, and potentially you could sell, and then if it dips, then it's a potentially buying back area, and then buy back your shares at a lower price would be a great opportunity, because obviously it does go through these cycles where the stock price is rising and then falling quite often. So people can capitalize on this rather easily. And like I showed you with the Fibonacci time series, we were able to pretty much see both of the major trends occur. And so potentially with this, we could see this at that October the 14th date. So if you're currently invested in Pfizer, let me know. Give me your comments down below, and let me see what you're thinking about and what your potential theories are about the stock and where it can improve. And let me know how this investment has treated you. Good luck. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this kind of content, please like and subscribe so we can continue making it for you guys. If you have a question or want me to take a look at a specific stock, please leave it in the comments below.